I am obsessed with these personality charts. This one comes from r9k, I believe. Looking back on it, I have this here, and I made it April 4th, 2018. And I really liked making these back in the day, and because they were able to provide an interesting look at to what kind of person I was at the time, and while I was making it, allow me to think about what kind of person I was and present it in a way, in a very concise way, I guess, about the things I was into and what I was wearing and what I thought about myself. So I want to look at this one, which is from 2018, and then one that I made recently. So when I made this, I was 18, uh, about a little while ago. You know, male, broke, 3D PD, still single, still virgin. That still checks out. Uh, I was a bit generous with my intelligence. I don't think I'm that smart. Uh, I still think I'm pretty retarded, all things considered. I don't really have good stats, regardless. I'm a pretty bad character. Uh, my wealth has always been pretty low, though now after working part time at on university for a bit, I do have some money saved up, but I guess that's a good thing because being a NEET, you need as much money as possible. Sex life, not even applicable. My looks, I think I'm a bit generous here. I don't think I'm all that decent looking. I don't think, maybe knock that down a peg there. Confidence is pretty low. I think on my future chart, I gave my confidence a bit of a boost because as years have gone on, I started to inflate my ego a bit. Very similar to the reason I think Digi gave a long time ago, that they used to inflate their ego because they spent a lot of time living their life thinking that they were this worthless type of person and they needed to inflate their ego to think better of themselves and to have confidence. And it was like this necessary evil type thing. And I've started to do this a bit more as well because I got sick and tired of um, essentially playing the make inu, which is Japanese for it literally means um, the loser dog, but it kind of is synonymous for being like the sore loser, the type of person who like is the type who will just roll over and die kind of and doesn't really have much agency in their life. So I started to feel a bit more confident in the type of things I was into as I was able to express myself more as the type of person I was. But um, that's kind of a different story for another day, I guess. Social life 1. Now it's 0, but I guess that's that. Health has always been pretty good. I don't have any outstanding health problems, uh, which is a good thing, knock on wood. And happiness was pretty low. I wasn't too happy. I wasn't all that depressed yet. That would happen. It was starting to happen in 2018, but I wasn't falling to dark places just yet. Country Flag from Japan, obviously. Let's talk about my favorite albums from back then. The first one is Dead Weight by Shinigiwa Satellite. Shinigiwa Satellite is a Toho Dojin group that puts out that is now defunct. They broke up, but from what I understand, the group rejoined and or a lot of the members are started another circle called Kachi Kachiyama, who is still outputting music, and it's pretty good at that. But it was a group by, notably with Marami Pop, was her name, or just Marami, who was the vocalist, the female vocalist on there, who a lot of people might recognize from Foreground Eclipse from that, because that was a more popular Toho Dojin metal group. But I was really into this album here, so much that I imported it, and I have a physical copy of it back at home, which is really cool. I'll put a picture on screen if I feel like editing this. The next album is Ling Toshi Shigeru's Inspiration is Dead. I still enjoy this album quite a bit. It has some songs on there, like I Not Crazy, Am You Are, and I think Knifefication's on there as well. There's a lot of other interesting tracks. I think one of them's like one of the a really nice track on there is I think 3:45 a.m. something. Um, I don't remember the rest of the title, but this is a good post-hardcore album. I think that's what they would be categorized into. I was really into the band, found them because of Psychopaths, like many other people back in the day, and I started to explore their music outside of Annie Song, because nowadays it's just TK doing the music, who is the vocalist. He's kind of become the focus of it, but I really like the dual vocals of the female and the male, kind of doing like a call and response type of thing with the vocals, which I think is really cool. Whenever there's dual vocalists, I really enjoy that in music. Shinigawa Satellite also does that. They have a Marami doing the female side, and they also have the male doing the or Marami's doing like the clean vocals, and then they have a male doing the screams and that. So I enjoy that album. I still enjoy it a lot. I hold it pretty highly, though I think Link to Shigeru does also have a lot of other great albums in their discography. Next up is Guru Guru Curtain by Nogizaka 46. I don't feel all that strongly about Nogizaka anymore. This was Nogizaka's first single. Ikoma Reno was the center of it, if I remember correctly. But this was at a time where I was still pretty deep into this, my Yellow Fever phase, and I was obsessed with Nogizaka for a bit. The song itself I'm really nostalgic for now, and I probably could sing it the words by heart, or the lyrics by heart, I should say, but I don't really feel all that attached to it anymore. Next is the Nier Automata soundtrack. I had recently played Nier Automata that winter break, and I thought the soundtrack was the best thing I had ever heard. It's not the best game OST ever, but I enjoyed it a lot, and I was listening to it a lot at the time. Next up is Clarissa's Weird. I don't exactly remember. Ugly but Honest. This is I guess it would be in the Midwest emo type of song. I'm not exactly sure, dude. I don't know genres. I used to know. I used to be into this, but I don't really feel that strongly anymore because I used to listen to a lot of Midwest emo and more melancholic, sad guitar music around this time, and you could see that with my happiness was going down. But I think this set me up for failure because I found myself returning to sad music when I was feeling sad, and only really started a cycle of negative thoughts within my head that I wasn't really able to escape. So I still think this album is pretty decent, but I have never listened to it since 2018 because I don't want to fall back into dark places. Obviously, hobbies are basically the same. Nothing has changed here. Favorite bands: Link to Shigeru, Shinigawa Satellite. Um, I don't think so. In music genres, I mostly listen to a lot of Annie Song and Denpa these days. And my favorite band since then has been Under 17. I also enjoy Gorshit a lot. Gorshit's music, his extensive discography. I really like his Gore Trance albums because I enjoy trance electronic music a lot. Specifically, Gore Trance 9 and 10 are peak Kino. Um, Gore Trance 7 is also really good. I think that I might honestly be like, it's really hard to compare. I enjoy Gore Trance 10 a lot, but Gore Trance 9 was the first album that really got me into gore shit. But then Gore Shit 7 I've listened to so much, and not even to talk about Gore Shit 1, which is fantastic. He remixes a lot of Ayumi, what's her name? Ayumi, oh shoot, I don't remember her name. Shoot, I don't remember her name at all. I just had it in my head, but I completely blanked. Um, remixes a lot of that. So I really like Gorship. Music genres, I tend to listen to a lot of electronic music these days, more J-core, but back then I was more into post-hardcore and metalcore. I listened to a lot of metalcore in high school. Top movies: Breakfast Club, Tron Legacy, and Mononoke Hime. Breakfast Club is pretty good, but I mean, I don't really like John Hughes films anymore. Like, a lot of his stuff starts to feel the same, and it's really really stilted, and I just can't really see it without a very cynical mindset anymore, honestly. Even though even though Breakfast Club is pretty fucking comfy. Um, Tron Legacy, okay, Tron Legacy I have a complicated relationship with, um, or not really a complicated, but I have a long history with. That I watched this movie originally. Like I was really bored in middle school, and I was just like laying on the couch, and my mom was watching TV, and she just like left the TV on and went to go cook dinner. And the movie Tron Legacy was playing, and I was like half paying attention to it, and what really started to catch my attention was the aesthetic of the film and the music. The music was done by Daft Punk, if I remember correctly, um, and I think what really sold me on the movie was the music, because at the time I was not into music at all, but the soundtrack for Tron Legacy was the first album I think I ever listened to on my own that wasn't music that my dad played in the car or whatever. So I really like this movie, and I still kind of do. It's really cheesy, but I enjoy it nevertheless. I don't really care how that makes me look. And in Mononoke Hime, I still enjoy it. Mononoke Hime is still my favorite Miyazaki film and favorite Ghibli film, uh, and I really have nothing else to say on it. I mean, it's the perfect exemplification of what, or it perfectly exemplifies what Miyazaki was all about at the time, which was the whole his whole tree hugging phase. Favorite TV shows, anime, NHK Nyokuso, nothing changed there, still my favorite. Steins Gate is not my second favorite show. My second favorite show is probably Origairu, and my third favorite would be Lucky Star. Top books, Ready Player One, not going to get into that. The film was utter garbage, and the book I only like it because my nostalgia. Sukuru Tezaki is, um, what is it? It is, what's his name? Uh, Murakami Haruki book. I listened to it on audiobook, and I kind of liked it a lot at the time. I don't really feel too strongly about it these days. I don't even remember it all that honestly, but I guess I cared about it a lot at this time. And in Aku no Hana, the manga. Aku no Hana is kind of weird. It was one of the mangas that I read at a time where I was starting to get really into manga. I don't feel too strongly about it anymore. I haven't returned to it in many years, and I think a lot of the things it might have been trying to do, I was able to connect more with the type of themes and stuff like Onani Master Kurosawa, for example. Favorite games: Persona 5, Nier Automata, and Danganronpa. I don't think Danganronpa is my third favorite game. Persona 5 is still my favorite. I know, like everybody's gonna say Persona 3 is better. I have played Persona 3 not to completion. I definitely think I enjoy the aesthetic of, in terms of like the whole mid 2000s type of vibe that Persona 3 gives off. But I don't know. Persona 5 was probably the game that got me back into caring about games, and I really love the cast of the cast of that game, especially Makoto Nijima. Nier Automata is not my second favorite game, but like I said, I played it at the time and I was really into it. What's my look, right? At my best, this is what I look like in high school. I look like a hipster. Not this cool though, if you can call it. At my worst, you might call it. This might look like someone at their worst, but now I see it as someone who is incredibly based with the Asuka t-shirt. I also have an Asuka t-shirt. I think that's why I put that there. It's not like Asuka just like this on her face. It's her. It's from 3.0, and I had bought it at the time, so that's why I was wearing it. That's why I was wearing it here. This is kind of what I was looking like around the time. And in my future, we have a Weiji. Let's hope we avoid the worst timeline, shall we? One thing I can't live without watching Rosen Maiden on my ThinkPad X22. Yeah, of course, the most important thing. Still agree with that. Can't live without that. And this was my daily style, which is usually some random ass T-shirt which I would tuck into my jeans. I I used to hate jeans, but then I started to buy these really, not really baggy, but not slim fit jeans, and I found them really comfy, and I would wear them forever and not wash them because I hated washing clothes. And then eventually I started to break them in, and they started to get really comfy. So I would wear jeans a lot, and I would just tuck my t-shirt into the jeans, and then put on this shitty gray Walmart pullover, and I would wear this every single day, along with these shoes right here. And this is basically what I look like every single day of, basically from 2018 until present day. So, some of the things have changed. I try to wear some like different stuff, but I never understood fashion, and I don't really care to. But I've evolved my aesthetic a bit more in the type of things I wear. But this is essentially what I wear every single day. I still wear this Casio watch. I think it's the F91W. I don't remember though. I used to have these Sony earbuds I wear. Now I have overhead headphones, and I still have the same fucking phone. I hardly use my phone, so I haven't upgraded it since maybe 2016, honestly. So this is what I was like in 2018. Now let's look at who I was in 2020/2021. I think this was specific. I think this was made. Hold on. I made this Friday, September 18th, 2020. So this is the most recent one I have, and I think it will be still applicable. I was 20. Still male. Still identify as male. Still hetero. Still single and a virgin. Basically nothing has changed. I think I gave my intelligence about the same score. I don't think I'm that intelligent though, but I think I was probably just stroking my ego a bit. Slightly more wealthy. We go up 1. Sex life now in the negative. Looks 1. That's painfully low, but I would assume it's somewhat accurate. Confidence rising. Social life negative. Health kind of sinking down because I started to become more and more sedentary. Though in 2020, I actually started to work out more. Not on a daily basis, a couple times per week, and it started to have an improvement on my health, that I started to improve my posture and stuff. But my happiness is on the rise because starting in 2020, we got a lot of online classes, and I no longer had to go to school, and I no longer had to go to work. And every problem I had with my life was solved as I became a hikikomori for real. Usually I would just be reclusive on the weekends and not really leave my apartment unless I absolutely had to, but and now I was incentivized to be a hikikomori, which was the way I wanted to be living the entire time, and I had fun doing it, so I was really happy, and I was a NEET that summer, and it was fucking great. No social media, because fuck social media. Gore Trans 10, favorite album. Not sure if it's my favorite album, but it's probably my favorite Gore Trans. This one is pretty good. This one's pretty good. Under 17, best 3. I've started to come a little bit, started to change my opinions a bit. I think best 1 is slightly better, though best 3 is really good because it has songs like Kuji Biki on Balance, 1+1, Love Slave, and whatnot. But I think overall 1 is still better in terms of the selection of songs, because best 3, towards the middle half of the album, some of the songs kind of fall through. Then we have Mekaku Shitty Days, which is an album by Gene. It's a Vocaloid album. I was really into Vocaloid around this time, and I was getting really into Kaguro Days, or the Kaguro project, I should say, and I was really enjoying this album. So I mean, I still have no complaints with it. It's really good. Probably one of my favorite Vocaloid albums. Not my favorite though. I would probably replace that. This album here though, Foreground Eclipse, Stories That Last Through Sleepless Nights. This album is really good. I enjoy the electronic opening, and it's really hype. It also has the song, hold on, let me just double check. Yeah, it has the song Storytellers on there, which is probably my favorite Foreground Eclipse well, not probably, but it is my favorite Foreground Eclipse song. But it opens up really strong with "Are You" and "Dear, Are You Getting Sober," and it just has a captivating energy throughout it, and it's definitely my favorite Foreground Eclipse album. And I was into that at the time. Still am though. And then finally, Fripside Novel Project, Rabbit Syndrome. This is a classic Denpa album. It was done by Fripside before the vocalist changed. It was original vocalist now, and they did this Denpa project. I forgot what year it was, but it was pretty early on in their career, before they started to do like railgun stuff. But this is a genre-defining Denpa album, and it's really good. I enjoy it a lot. There's so many good songs on it, like Kagayake, Dreaming Boy, and the titular Rabbit Syndrome. Let's see, it was released in '08. What else? Wireless Cosmic is also really good. I don't know, it's a really good album. I would say it's fair to put it up there. Some activities: anime programming, reading. I was getting into NeoCities at the time, so I was into web development, so I put that there. Not really into video. Top bands. I didn't put bands. I just put genres. I don't. Can you even call Vocaloid a genre? It's kind of an umbrella term more so than anything else. But I was and still am into these genres: Denpa, Happy Hardcore, and Vocaloid. Happy Hardcore specifically J-Core. Top movies: Love Exposure. I talked about this in my otaku room, but it is the Shion Sono film, 4 hours, 4 hour Billings roman about a panty shot photographer and his journey to adulthood. It's a moving film. I don't know. Tron Legacy is still up here. Talked about that. Scott Pilgrim versus the World. Like, the movie is pretty good. It has a lot of creative things to it. I don't know if it is necessarily like top movies of all time good, but I guess I enjoyed it a lot here. Favorite shows: NHK Nyokuso, Steins Gate, and Origairu. Not in that order, but like I said, probably replace Steins Gate with Lucky Star. I rewatched Lucky Star in October, and I realized that Lucky Star is indeed the best thing ever made. Top books. This is obviously still the same. Ready Player One still up there. Hako Maria, which is Utsuru no Hako to Zero no Maria, or The Empty Box and The Zero with Maria. It's a light novel series, and it's basically everything I like about novels just in a short 7-volume series. It's really good. Also, Boogie Pop is on here, because I started to get into Boogie Pop and I enjoy that a lot. Top video games: Persona 5 still up here. Minecraft. I was getting back into Minecraft. Minecraft has basically been my favorite game since getting into games, because it was the first game I really got serious about, and I would just play it, jump onto random servers and do like parkour stuff. Like there was this one death run mini game that I really liked doing. I would just like turn on some music and play this game and not really think about it, or go into like survival or creative mode and build something interesting. It was just a really comfy game. It's been kind of overrun these days, and it's became a bit of an ironic thing, which I hate, so I don't really like playing it anymore. But it's there. It's a comfy game, especially on single player. Portal 2. Portal 2 is my favorite puzzle game. Nothing really to explain there. It's pretty popular. One thing I couldn't live without: Yuki no Shita Yuki no. Now this is something I can't live without. And then I have my NeoCities as my contact info, though you can't contact me on NeoCities. Let's talk about myself. The person my parents want me to be: apparently an employee at Target. I don't know, someone with combed hair that's not growing out of control, and it dresses somewhat reasonably. The person I never want to be. I never want to be a wagey with short hair. Don't want to do that, dude. You're killing your personality if you're doing that. Wagey, getting the cagey. And the person I am right now, a pajama pants wearing, Lucky Star shirt, otaku with long ass hair, probably hasn't shaved in a long time, and apparently perpetually carries a Mountain Dew can with them. I don't drink Mountain Dew as much as I might lead on to, but uh, I guess I drink Mountain Dew more than the average person I was 5 years ago. A bit of a Ryaju. I was LARPing as a Ryaju. Had shorter hair. I always had this red hoodie that I would wear constantly, and I only wore black jeans. Uh, this was me in high school, like my final days of high school. This is how I looked, give or take. And the person I want to be, just essentially me now, but with longer hair, a beard, and a katana. The katana is necessary. And apparently a Kagamin shirt. I'll switch out my Konata shirt for a Kagamin shirt. But do I have glasses there? I've always had an obsession with glasses. I have 20/20 vision, but ever since middle school I thought it would be really cool to have glasses so I could, and then like after watching stuff like Log Horizon, I thought it'd be really cool to do a glasses push. Never had glasses, been cursed with 20/20 vision. And my idealized partner is just Yukino Shita Yukino. Some of my favorites. Actually, let's talk about the political spectrum. Cause, dude, I don't fucking know. I don't care about politics. I put myself more on the, I guess, authoritarian left, if that means anything. I guess I'm more left wing than anything else. Especially more so in recent years, being exploring my sexuality and realizing that a lot of the more conservative ideals I used to have before are not really applicable. But like I said, I don't really get too far into politics. I don't care about it. I don't follow it. And if anything, I hate it more than I ever have before. So I don't really follow this type of stuff, honestly. So no offense to anyone who does. I think it's a worthwhile effort to research it because it is important, but I honestly couldn't care less about it. So my favorites. Favorite game, Persona 5. Favorite movie, Love Exposure, explain that. Favorite musician, Momoi Haruko. Yes, that is her with a Nintendo Power Glove. AVGN would love that. Politician don't care. Comedian don't care. Favorite hobby is anime. This is like the anime picture on Wikipedia, which I guess is Wikipedia-chan. Favorite historical figure is Gandhi. I remember watching this 4-hour documentary of Gandhi in high school. I was probably the only person paying attention to it, but I don't really follow historical figures all that much, but I think Gandhi lived an admirable life. I mean, I'm not sure if there are things he did in his life that are less than admirable or something. So, like, I don't necessarily live to be like this person, but he's just someone that I respect. Probably, because like I said, I don't really care about historical figures or like real people for all that much, but he was an interesting person. Favorite show, r9k. Instrument, is that like an organ at like a church or something? I don't know, dude. I don't know why did I put that. And my favorite superhero is Batman. I guess, yes, I know, a very original type of choice. But like, you know, like popular opinion, but the Dark Knight trilogy by Christopher Nolan is Batman at its best. Am I still recording? Okay. My favorite Pokemon is Snivy from the Gen 5. I mean, I'm not a huge Pokemon guy, okay? I've played a couple of the games. I got into Soul Silver when my friend gave it to me back in middle school, and I had some fun with that. But like, I've only really played a little bit of Gen 5. And like a lot of people say it's the best generation of those games. But like I said, I haven't really been too much of a Pokemon guy. I kind of play it casually. I enjoy catching the Pokemon, and I'm extremely casual about it. And I don't really play it too seriously, and I've never finished one. So I just put down Snivy because I enjoyed the game and that was the most recent one I was playing. Favorite celebrity? Taketatsu Ayana, who's a Seiyu. The the best Seiyu that isn't Momoe Haruko. I didn't want to put Momoe on here twice. Ayana Takatatsu, I love her as love her voice and especially her music. I really like her music a lot. Favorite country? Glorious Nippon. Favorite anime? NHK again. Ready Player One is my favorite book. I'm a clean boy. I don't do drugs or alcohol. I'll reserve my opinions for that for maybe another time, but I don't want to get too far into that. My favorite food is fried rice. Like, I don't really care all that much about food. I'm not sure if this is my weird contrarian nature coming out in a weird way. Or my weird contrarian nature coming out in a very confused way. But, like, a lot of people seem to care about food a lot, and I don't really care about food that much. I guess I see it as, in the utilitarian sense, of just being this fuel for your body. I like fried rice because you can combine everything into one bowl, and you just eat it. Like you have your vegetables, you have your grains, and you have your protein all in just one plate, and you just eat it. It's not that complicated, and I mean you just eat it with a spoon. I don't know. It's pretty based. My favorite weapon is a katana because I don't want to say the word, but you know, I'm a weeaboo. I kind of wish I had a katana. I've been meaning to buy one since 2019, but in 2020 the usual anime convention I go to has been closed, and so I haven't been able to buy a katana there. And now this is the second year that I haven't been able to buy a katana. So unfortunately I don't have one, but I would totally keep it, and so then next time I'm on the bus I could stop and assault. My vehicle of choice is my feet. I don't know how to drive. My parents have been trying to teach me for a while, but I've never learned how to drive. So I've just been walking constantly. So I guess that's kind of what kept me in shape. Favorite porn right here. I forgot who is the author for this. I used to know. Sugar BT. So my favorite porn right here is by Sugar BT. They have done a number of really good Precure dojins. This one particular is called Twinkle Imagination Nante Nakata. I don't know. It's really fucking good, dude. I really like Sugar BT's dojins, particularly the Star Precure ones. Another good artist I enjoy is Michi King. Who else is it? Another artist I really enjoy is Michi King, but I probably enjoy the art from Mizuryu K, who does a lot of really good shit. Let's just say. So generally, just speaking, doujinshi is my preferred medium of porn. Favorite drink, Mountain Dew. I know it's kind of a meme drink, but I either drink Mountain Dew or I just drink water. I drink water constantly. Nothing else. I don't care for juice. I don't care for coffee. I used to be addicted to coffee. I don't care much anymore. I do drink tea a lot though. Favorite event is obviously Comic-Con. Have never gone, but I wish I could. Unfortunately, Japan is closed. Comic-Con has been cancelled for a while, so we're living in a world without Comic-Con, which is a sad world. I wish I could be going to Tokyo Big Sight. I pray in its general direction every day. And favorite animal? Not this right here. into the cat girls. Into the cat girls is the best animal. And I guess this is who I was in 2020. I mean, generally it's the same. I haven't updated it because not much can be added. I mean, what can you say? What can you say? I guess this is who I am. A bit more of an insight, a very intimate insight as to who Pars is and the type of things they enjoy, as well as some really bad commentary about things.